What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Tony D2 Wild checking in once again, back in the building today, guys, with the Air Max 95 OG Pink Foam. The Air Max 95 OG Pink Foam is set to release on April 25th for a retail price point of $180. The OG name that goes along with this particular shoe is part of the Big Bubble series, as you can see. The OG, as close as possible to the original release of the 1995 Air Max 95. And of course, when you look at this shoe, you see a lot of it being close to that neon OG style, but swapped out for a pink foam. Overall though, I think the shoe looks phenomenal. This is a women's exclusive, by the way, and I think it looks good and it fits extremely well as well. Even though it is a women's exclusive, on the box it reads 10.5, and then the men's sizing on the bottom for a size 9. And as far as sizing goes, they fit fairly true to size. They look good on feet, just like any other typical Air Max 95, whether it's jeans or shorts. I'm all for it. I think overall, this shoe is fire. When it comes to materials on this shoe, typically when it comes to this gradient overall look, you're usually seeing the suedes being utilized here and leathers, but this whole entire gradient upper is featuring a felt-like material from all of the grays that you see featured on this sneaker. The white portion, as well as on the black, features what is a mesh and almost like a jersey mesh featured on the black portion, and pretty much that is a big portion of what is featured on the upper. There's no leathers or suedes. There is, of course, the 3M on the back portion of the heel and Achilles, as well as your typical huge midsole and huge big bubble with the pink foam featured in there. The pink foam colorway is actually called pink foam white, so that is why it almost looks close to a white type of colorway, but it is slight hints of pink feature there. And when it comes to the durability of an Air Max 95, even though it is a 30-year-old shoe, they are extremely durable, extremely comfortable. And I feel like the technology itself, even though 30 years old, still holds up to the test of time. And it's an extremely very comfortable sneaker to wear, run, and do what you need to do, whether it's casual, whether it's working out, whether it's running. The Air Max 95 has a lot of, I would say, areas of where you can utilize this sneaker outside of just wearing it fashionably, because it's an older type of model. As I stated before, it is a true to size sneaker, but it is a very plush-like sneaker as well. So if you're someone that doesn't like to break in shoes, you can go up half a size. The size 9 fit fairly well to me, and 8.5 would have fit well as well, but it would have taken a little bit more breaking in. But I say just go true to size and you'll be safe and good to go. Cushioning, as well as stated before in support, features of course the big Air Max bubble featured on the heel as well as towards the forefront. That gives you a nice type of cushioning overall, and you can feel the difference in the big bubble on this pair compared to other recent retros that did not feature the OG big bubble look. Also, for the fact that it is a big bubble release, you can notice that there is a seam going through the middle of the bubble all throughout of the bubbles that was featured on this shoe back in the early 90s that has since been kind of removed moving forward into more recent retros. They brought this shoe back to its original OG look, and I think they did a very good job overall. The overall craftsmanship of this shoe is outstanding for the most part. I think it's dope. I think it looks good, and I think it's a perfect shoe to rock during this spring and summer season, so have no issues with that whatsoever. And as far as hype goes, I feel like these, alongside with the OG neons that are also set to release, these have been picking up a lot of steam as we continue to go on. And as far as the resale market value right now, these have been sitting in the upper $200, meaning that these are more than likely some sort of potential to sell out on the day of release, especially in bigger sizes, and maybe some smaller sizes may linger on, but I would not take any risk in that whatsoever. So availability, make sure you guys and girls, and mainly women, because this is a women's sneaker, be on the lookout and be on top of the overall market, because this may be a shoe that you're gonna have to get up April 25th at 10 a.m. Personally, I would like to keep it. This would be a keep for me. And maybe I started saying keep or flip, but keep being a shoe that I would buy. But I would not be, I don't know. There's shoes I would buy, but right now I would not buy the shoe because I'd rather have the neons, and that's what I'm gonna actually go after. But it's worth copping if possible. That's what I'm trying to say. This is a cop. but it's not a shoe that I will be personally copping. So maybe I'm a little confusing, but let me know, should I say cop if I'm gonna cop only, or cop if I think it's worth copping? Let me know. We could set that up. And I think I stated the last time from a 1 to 10, I think I rated this like an 8 or 8.5. I think my final verdict on this shoe is an 8 out of 1 to 10. I think this is a pretty solid overall color. Of course, the neon, in my opinion, is gonna be your 9 or 10 out of 10 because this is the OG. This is something very close to it. I'm not mad at this whatsoever. I think these are pretty dope, and I think they're gonna do fairly well for the most part. So with that said, I would love to know you guys' thoughts and opinions down below in the comment section. And yeah, just tell me what y'all think about the Air Max 95 Pink Foam. I love y'all as always. I appreciate y'all, and I'm gonna see y'all on the next one. And I'm gonna end you ladies off with, and fellas, an on-foot review.